American League pennant odds. This is going to be really, really interesting. Got a lot of baseball left. Let's talk about the value here in proportion to the teams and the matchups here, and which team I think has the best value going in, because it's baseball. A lot of things can happen. First, we got the Blue Jays plus 150. Let's talk about their strengths and weaknesses. Well, for the Toronto Blue Jays, their strength, obviously the best offensive team in baseball. Their weakness, enough dominant starting pitching, and that's pretty much the only weakness I can find. I think their bullpen might be a weakness as well. Osuna, that kid's pretty solid. David Price is going to be there. Is Stroman going to step up? He's pitched really well since his injury, so he could be really solid. Estrada's had a good year. It's going to be interesting how those guys step up now with this playoff, in the playoffs, with playoff-like atmosphere, when the pressure is there. Now, how are they going to perform? That's going to be the interesting part. Price, I think, is going to be fine. I don't know about Estrada, and I don't know about Stroman. We're just going to have to wait and see. Offensively, they're the best in baseball. Plus 150, though. Let's talk about that value. That's still a lot of baseball left, and I don't think that's quite enough value, in my opinion, to go ahead and take them. I understand why odds makers would like them. They don't have the best record in the American League, but you know who does? The Kansas City Royals. And they're plus 200 right now. Right now, their strength, well, they got the core players from last year, and they have arguably the best bullpen in the American League. Their weakness, do they have a dominant number one pitcher? I don't think they do. When you match them up with these other teams in the American League, as far as number one pitching goes, who is their number one? Is it Cueto? Is it Ventura? Is it Volquez? None of those guys really scream dominance to you. Cueto has not come in and done as quite the dominant job as they predicted. And now no Greg Holland, so the bullpen takes a hit. Still, this is a good team. They remind me a lot of the Cardinals. They just find a way to win. They have enough clutch players in there. Those guys are all hitting 270 or above throughout that lineup, so they're going to be really tough to beat. They're clutch. They've been there, hair's breadth away from winning the World Series last year. So plus 200, not bad value on the Royals. Not bad. We'll get back to the final values here in just a second. Last team here, the Texas Rangers, plus 550. That's a good chunk of change. And, well, the reason is, of course, is because they're going against the Toronto Blue Jays. Rangers, their strength, well, they have veteran players with playoff experience. They're gritty. Their weakness, they have the worst relief pitching out of the American League teams. Out of all five playoff teams, actually, they have the worst American League relief pitching as far as statistics go. Still, though, that's a lot of change. Plus 550. You're getting better than 5-1 odds on a Rangers team that's been as hot as anybody in baseball. What I liked about them, though, the other day, they lost in the ninth inning to the Angels, and they didn't let it phase them. They came back the next way. They thumped them. They put it to them. Even after Pujols' home run, they put up a lot of runs, and they backed Hamels up. And that's a guy who can flat out pitch in the playoffs. So he's going to lead the way. Who's going to back him up? That's going to be interesting. You got, you got Colby Lewis, who's had a pretty nice season. The thing is, I think their relief pitching is the question mark still. At 550, you got Prince Fielder, Adrian Beltre, Elvis Andrus, Hamilton. He'll probably step up here for the playoffs. They got some good pieces. They got a good veteran team, and they can be scary. They get rolling, they might give Toronto some trouble. So value-wise, I'm going to back the Rangers. I'm going to go ahead and take Texas here at plus 550. I know it's a big chunk of change, and can they beat Toronto? It's going to be an uphill climb, but do not be surprised. Look at that Rangers lineup. I didn't even mention a guy like Chu who can flat out hit too. Those guys, they can all hit. They love to play together. You can tell, and I think they're going to make it really tough on the Blue Jays. That's for sure. And the value at plus 550. Can you see them not winning a series against Toronto? I mean, of course they could, especially with baseball. So don't be surprised if the Rangers pull off the upset and shock the Toronto Blue Jays. It's going to be tough, but at the value, I like it. It's going to be really good playoffs here. American League pennant is going to be up for grabs, and these teams I think the matchups are fantastic. It's going to be a good playoffs. So enjoy some good baseball. Best time of the year for baseball, and I wish you luck on all your plays during the playoff stretch here, American League, National League, and World Series. And I wish you luck on your plays today.